Welcome to this explainer. If you're tuning in, you're obviously a focused learner ready to tackle a seriously fundamental math tool. Today, let's not look at algebra as just some confusing jumble of floating letters and numbers, right? Instead, I want you to picture the art of perfectly balancing a physical scale. Because honestly, that's the true essence of solving linear equations. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. We're going to start with the art of balancing, then move on to mastering two-step equations. After that, we'll tackle variables on both sides, and finally, we'll level up to solving systems using both the substitution method and the elimination method. Section 1. The art of balancing, the foundations of algebra. So, everything we're going to do today rests on one golden rule. Whatever you do to one side, you absolutely must do to the other. To pull this off, we use linear equations. Think of them as a mathematical combination of an algebraic expression and an equal sign, all with a degree of 1. So no crazy, tricky exponents to worry about here. And our main tool? The inverse operation. It's literally just the exact opposite math operation, and we use it to undo another one. Think of solving an equation as a rescue mission. Your one and only goal is to isolate the variable by basically untying the knot around it using these inverse operations. Imagine that equal sign as the center pivot of a physical scale. You've got a left-hand side and a right-hand side. Really visualize that for a second. If you add some weight to the left side, what happens? The scale tips. The only way to keep things perfectly balanced and equivalent is to add that exact same weight to the right-hand side. Let's see this in action with a basic one-step equation from Math with Mr. J. We have x minus 9 equals 28. Now remember our mantra, isolate the variable. Right now, 9 is being subtracted from x. So to undo that, we bring in our inverse operation and just add 9 to the left side. But wait, golden rule, we have to add 9 to the right side too. The negative 9 and positive 9 totally cancel out on the left, leaving our x completely isolated. And on the right, 28 plus 9 gives us 37. So x equals 37. Boom, done. Moving right along, section 2, mastering two-step equations, adding weight to the scale. Now, that last one was a simple one-step rescue mission. But what happens when our target variable is trapped by multiple operations? How do we know what to undo first? Well, as Mr. J puts it, we're going to go in the reverse order of operations to undo everything here. It's kind of like peeling an onion. You have to peel back the layers from the outside in. That means we always tackle addition or subtraction before we try to untangle any division or multiplication. Take a look at this one. 3x plus 10 equals 28. Here, the variable x is being multiplied by 3, and then 10 is added on top of that. So following our reverse order of operations, we undo that addition first by subtracting 10 from both sides. That drops us down to 3x equals 18. Okay, next layer. Now we undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 3. Those 3's cancel each other right out, and we hit our goal. X is completely isolated, and x equals 6. But hold on, how do we actually know we're right? The beautiful thing about math is that it's verifiable truth. There's no guesswork. You should always enter the check your work phase. If we take our shiny new solution, 6, and plug it right back into the original equation for x, well, 3 times 6 is 18, add 10 to that, and yep, we get 28. The scale is perfectly balanced. We nailed it. Okay, section 3, variables on both sides, untangling the knot. So what do we do when our variable, our little mathematical villain, is scattered on both sides of the scale? This is something humans have actually been struggling with for millennia. Fun fact, over 2,000 years ago, the Chinese developed a method for solving equations by painstakingly figuring out each digit one at a single time. Wild, right? Thankfully, we've got a much faster method today. Now, what's really interesting here is this master blueprint by Tyler Wallace. It's a 5-step process for systematically tearing down complex equations. Here is the game plan. First, distribute through any parentheses. Second, combine like terms on each side. Third, move all your variables to one side by adding or subtracting. Fourth, solve the two-step equation that's left over. And finally, step 5, check your answer by plugging it back in. Keep this checklist handy. Let's put that process to the test on this equation. 4x minus 6 equals 2x plus 10. Our variable x is hanging out on both the left and the right. We need them together. A pro tip here, it is usually best to move the smaller variable term. Why? because it helps us avoid those annoying, messy negative numbers. So let's subtract 2x from both sides. Suddenly, we have a much friendlier equation. 2x minus 6 equals 10. From here, it's just your standard two-step rescue. First, we add 6 to both sides, giving us 2x equals 16. Then, we just divide both sides by 2, revealing our final solution, x equals 8. And let's not forget the victory lap, the check step. Plug that 8 back into both sides of the original equation. On the left, 4 times 8 minus 6 equals 26. On the right, 2 times 8 plus 10 equals 26. 26 equals 26. The equation is completely solved and beautifully balanced. But what happens when an equation has both an x and a y? This right here is a massive shift in our journey. A single equation with 2 totally unknown variables, you actually can't solve it alone. We have to enter a whole new dimension of problem solving. Which brings us to section 4, systems of equations, the substitution method. To catch more than one variable, we're going to need more than one equation working together. That's what we call a system. Let's compare the old way with this new reality. A single variable equation, that's just one unknown. It can be solved totally on its own balance scale. But a system of equations involves multiple intersecting unknowns. It actually requires multiple equations working simultaneously to crack the code. And our first real tool for this is substitution. Think of it as our bridge from this crazy 2-variable world back down to the comfortable 1-variable world. Let's look at a real-world mystery to see how this works. Imagine there are 2,000 people at an amusement park. Kids' tickets, let's call them C, are $2.50. Adults' tickets, A, are $4.50. The total revenue for the day is $8,000. So how many kids were actually there? We can translate this entire scenario into 2 equations. A plus C equals 2,000, and 4.5A plus 2.5C equals 8,000. Now here comes the absolute magic of substitution. First, we isolate A in that first simpler equation. We just turn it into A equals 2,000 minus C. Here's the massive breakthrough. We take that new value of A and literally substitute it straight into the second equation, right where the A used to be. Suddenly, boom, we have an equation with only one variable, C. When you multiply all that out and solve the resulting linear equation, you find that C equals 500. There were 500 children. We took a tangled 2-variable mess and transformed it into a completely solvable 1-variable equation. Pretty cool, right? Moving to section 5, systems of equations, the elimination method, the ultimate mathematical trick. So you might be wondering, what if isolating a variable for substitution is super messy? Like, what if it leaves you dealing with terrible, ugly fractions? Well, you're going to need a different tool, an incredibly satisfying trick called elimination. But the crucial point is knowing which weapon to choose for the job. Here's a really clear way to decide. Use substitution when one variable in one equation is already isolated or at least has a nice, clean coefficient of 1. But you want to use elimination when the variables in both equations share the exact same coefficient, or exactly the negative version of it. Let's watch the magic of elimination happen. Check out this system. 2x plus 3y equals 15 and x minus 3y equals 3. Do you notice the positive 3y and the negative 3y? They are practically begging for elimination. We literally just stack the 2 equations on top of each other and add them together vertically. When we do that, the plus 3y and minus 3y just evaporate. They perfectly cancel each other out. What we're left with is beautifully simple. 3x equals 18. Divide by 3 and x equals 6. Then we just plug that 6 back into either of our original equations. Let's use the second one to find that y equals 1. By combining the equations right there on the scale, we eliminated a variable entirely. It's almost like a magic trick. So, we've built everything up from a basic one-step equation all the way to navigating complex systems using substitution and elimination. Eventually, if you keep going in advanced math or computer science, you're going to encounter systems with tons of variables modeled by enormous matrices. But as you move forward, I want to leave you with one thought. No matter how big or complex the matrix gets, does it all just boil down to the very first lesson we learned today? Will you always remember this simple golden rule of the physical balance scale? Whatever you do to one side, you absolutely must do the exact same thing to the other. Keep your equations balanced, and honestly, you can solve anything. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today.